Hello there. My brush tonight, I've had it over here soaking. This is my Omega Pro 48 4. And the razor tonight is my Wade & Butcher Square Point. This is an old Warrior. It's been put through the ringer and I brought it back. It's got maple scales. It's not really pretty, but it's a fantastic shaver. It was a gift from a friend. And tonight we're using Mystic Waters Jeff's Lavender, and I have not soaked this very much at all, so there may be some dissipation and stuff in the lather. Usually I have to soak Mystic Waters a good couple of hours at least before I can get the lather that I want. It's the property of the soap, and not something that bothers me, because even when the lather dissipates, let me go ahead and move down. I'm lathering. Even when the lather dissipates, there's such a slickness on the face that it makes no difference. But we'll see. It's a fantastic scent, and it's a fantastic soap. It just requires a different level of, what's the word? Awareness when you go about using it, and it also requires that it requires a little bit special, a little bit different treatment. But it rewards me handsomely if I take the time. This morning or this evening rather, whatever, I just felt like I wasn't even going to shave, and then I thought, no, I need to get a shave under my belt. And so I just picked a soap, and this happened to be it. We will see how that works out. But anyway, either way we go, it'll be a good shave. It's nice to have hot water again. That's the reason I almost didn't shave this morning, because we've been a week maybe, close to that, without hot water. The thermostat on our water heater went bad, and our water heater is 20 years old, and so we thought about replacing it, and we started looking at the price of new water heaters, and in our area the cheapest that we could find was around $350. It just wasn't in our budget to purchase a new one. So that right there, that's going to be lovely. Alright, it wasn't in our budget to purchase a new one, and so what I did was I went down to Home Depot, or over or up, whatever, it's north of us. And I went to Home Depot, and I bought what they call a tune-up kit, which is basically the elements, the thermostat, And then I bought that shutoff valve, the relief valve, pressure relief valve. Bought a new one of those. And spent the day yesterday installing that. And my elements were absolutely horrible to get out of that water heater. They were in there like somebody welded them in there, and the part on them that's shaped like a nut so that you can get a wrench on them or a socket or whatever on them and turn them was really, really tiny thin. And I went down to Lowe's because I forgot when I was in Winchester to get it at Home Depot. So we have a local Lowe's, but they didn't have a kit that would fit my water heater, so I had to go to Home Depot for that. Anyway, I forgot that wrench, the socket. So I tried everything. I tried channel locks. I tried a big, huge adjustable wrench. But the part that you're supposed to put a wrench or a nut socket on was so thin that everything just kept slipping off of it. I couldn't get a grip no matter what I did. So I went and bought that socket. And lo and behold, that was a waste of money because it kept slipping too. So finally what I did is I went in the house and got a big old pair of vice grips. Because I boogered the thing up because everything was slipping on it. It just chewed it up. You couldn't get anything to fit on it after that to save your life. So anyway, I went and got a big, huge pair of vice grips. Because the thing was 1.5 inches size. And used the vice grips and took the big, huge adjustable wrench that I had and closed it up so I could set it on top of the tip of the vice grip, the little nut that you use to adjust the vice grip. So I basically extended the handle and I could grab it. I had all kind of a fulcrum torque, and I could finally pop the thing loose. But it was an absolute bear. I finally got it done about 6 in the evening. Excuse me a minute. And so yeah, nice to have hot water. Now I've got to go out. I've got a little bit of water in the compartment, and so I left it open to the outside overnight. Now I got to go back and insulate around it because the plumber that did it before us, just shoved some insulation up in front of it and called it a day. and told us, of course, that he did the job right. Anyway, and that was 20 years ago. So he may have it one time, but when I got to it, the insulation was all falling all over the place, and it wasn't insulating anything. Beautiful lather on this soap. No dissipation, no problems. Lovely. Anyway, the water heater fits in a space that, if I'm lucky, there's an inch of airspace between it and the side walls, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to get any insulation in there, and if I squish it up, it'll change the R value of the insulation. It might not be even worth fooling with. And for the last 20 years, it's had a little bit of insulation in front of it, and that's it. So it's lasted this long. So what I think I'm going to do is make me a little wooden frame, or a little wooden cage, a 1x2, that where I can kind of an upside down L shape that will fit over top of the L shaped part will fit over top of the water heater, and I'll put insulation, attach insulation to that, and you can just slide it in and pull it out when you need to work on it. I think that's my best bet. I'll finish that up today. Alright, that's the shade. That's my strop. My foot's hitting it. It's hanging down here below the countertop. Beautiful clean shave. Let me get me some cold water this time. Love Mystic Water soap. It leaves my face feeling so smooth and soft and clean. Just wonderful stuff. And Jeff's Lavender is a wonderful scent. And we're gonna top that off with some Brut, and I have it here in an old Avon Bulldog mug, and you see I wrote, that's what's in the container. And anytime I use a lavender, Brut is always an option, because there's a lot of lavender in Brut, but Brut is a fougere, which is why there's a lot of lavender. An older type of fougere, and it just goes really well with lavender and other fougeres. It even goes well, I think, with like a sandalwood or something like that. Any kind of woody kind of thing it goes well with. I love it. Alright, that's been the shave. God bless you. I'll talk to you later.